So this is Papa's favorite pie.
Right.
Mincemeat pie. You usually make it at Christmas.
Yes.
It's spicy and it's appley and raisiny
And it's easy.
all right.
You have to use None Such Mincemeat. That's the best kind. Well, that's the kind we
I don't
like.
think I could find any other kind on the market.
I don't know either, but your Aunt Jane gave me this recipe.
Okay.
A jar of your mincemeat, None Such Mincemeat, and you put it in a bowl. This is so simple to do.
I guess if you were going to even try and make this is complicated because there's things like orange peel and all kinds of spices in here too.
Yes, you can make your own homemade mincemeat. I do have a recipe for that, but it's
maybe that's next year's video.
it's a long process. So
Oh.
I don't think I'll ever be making that.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
No one probably would. Yes, there is meat in there. That's why they call it mincemeat. They mince up the beef.
I just thought they called it that because it looked like a meat.
No, there's meat in it.
Huh.
But you can't taste the meat.
No.
You wouldn't even know that it's in there. So we got 1 jar of mincemeat in the bowl, and then the next thing you do is you want to take 2 medium apples, and I use Macintosh. You can use whatever kind you like, but I love Macintosh. They cook up a little bit, so I kind of like that. I don't like a hard apple in a pie, but some people do. So put that in.
1 cup of applesauce.
1 cup, yes. 1 cup of applesauce.
Don't get the applesauce with cinnamon.
Right, I just get the plain original. Actually, we use Musselman's.
Yeah.
And then a 1/4 cup of white sugar and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar.
Okay.
And that's all that you use to fill the pie. So we mix that up real good. So now we're going to fill our pie shell, and I already made the shell ahead of time. And like Doug said, if you want to see the video on how to make the pie crust, it's on his Doug Cooking.
Have I told you how many views your pie crust has?
No, you didn't tell me.
I think it's around 25,000.
Wow. That's a lot. So we're going to put pats of butter all over the top of the pie. That makes it taste really good.
How many pats?
I put 5 or 6 usually.
Okay.
I like to make a nice circle of pats of butter.
Gotcha. So we're just rolling out the top crust.
Right.
And you didn't do anything in terms of crimping yet because you got to put this crust on top.
Right. You have to put the whole crust on top of your pie, and then you can tuck that in under and then make your edge.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to get this covered up right. Sometimes it's not perfect, but I like to make sure I have enough to turn under.
Looks good.
Okay. So we got enough overhang, I think, pretty good. So you just take what you have hanging over and combine it with what's already in the bowl.
Just kind of rolling
And you
it up.
just roll it under first. I'll crimp it last.
I got you.
But you just go ahead and roll it all under there.
What do we have the oven set at?
350.
Okay.
And you bake it, well, I bake my pies, my filled pies for 1 hour and 20 minutes at 350.
Okay.
And they always seem to work.
Then
Okay, so now we're going to do the crimping. So I'm going to crimp it.
This is nice and thick with the double crust coming together. It's
Yes.
really pretty here.
So every time I make a certain pie, I always put what it is, the initial on it. So I'm going to put an M on this since it's mincemeat. So I cut my M in there. I just try to do it in the center.
Well, this is also because you have the problem that you will
I make
serve
so many pies.
6 to 8 pies, and before we cut them, we don't know until we see the P for peach, or C
Right.
for cherry,
Right.
or A for apple, and there's your mincemeat.
Right.
Oh, I like the little X. Now, do you make stars because this is
just how I always did
Christmassy?
it. Well, I think my grandma did stuff like this, so I just kind of copied her. She always made it pretty top. Some people don't like this, but I always sprinkle a little bit of sugar on top just to make it a little glistening.
Okay.
And you don't have to do a lot, but
You don't do
it kind of makes it a little bit prettier.
Yeah, you don't do an egg wash or anything so
No,
it
no,
sticks
no.
enough.
No, I just do a little sprinkle.
I like that.
That's all.
Pretty.
That's all you need. And then you put it in the oven at 350 for 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Okay.
So, right in the middle there. I'll turn it around so you can
See the M.
see the M. There you go. It's a Howland family favorite.
It looks great.
Yeah.
I like the extra sugar on top.
Yeah, I think it adds a little nice touch to it.
And I like your knife work.
Oh, you like that?
M for mincemeat.
M for mincemeat. Yep. This is, yes, Papa's, Dad, whatever you want to call him.
Our favorite pie.
It's his favorite Christmas pie, mincemeat pie.
Mincemeat pie. And there's no meat in it.
Well, yes.
There is?
There's meat in the mincemeat.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's beef. That's why they
Oh,
call
there
it
is.
mincemeat. That's why they call it mincemeat, because
Okay.
there's meat in the.
Okay.
Well, you can.
I
edit all
know.
that.
I like that.